Welcome back to the Power Rankings for the week of January 17th, 2021. I'm your host, Nordic97 here. Today we're going to get into my predictions for the Power Rankings for January 17th, 2021. That includes the on-paper standings, the off-paper standings, how I think they're playing, and how I think they will play in the next couple of days. First off, if you are new to the channel, hey, welcome. I'm glad you're here. And also, if you haven't already, please go down below and subscribe. We are almost 80 subscribers away from a total of 800. It's currently 3 o'clock in the morning right now. At the time of recording this video, I'm doing it after the game review for January 16, 2021. But yeah, I thought I'd get this out here. I'm really tired, so if you could go down below and drop a like button for me as well, that would mean a lot to me. And yeah, let's get into starting off with number 29, the Chicago Blackhawks, the team who went 0-2 over the past 4 days. And honestly, it hates me to rank them here, but I honestly have to do it. I'll put on their stats on the screen right now. They're currently 8th in their division, just behind Columbus, or tied with Columbus, apologies. Yeah, that's really just how it is right now. The goaltending situation does not look good for this team right now. The points are not really getting up there. And yes, although they are only 2 games in, honestly, I think it's right to put Chicago at number 29. And also, by the way, this includes Dallas and Florida, as they have not started their seasons yet due to the COVID restrictions and all that good stuff. And yeah, honestly, this is how quick the season's preview should be. I should be talking about the team, how they think they're going to be for about 30 seconds to a minute. So take that what you will. But yeah, Chicago, just really not looking at it right now. I'm not exactly sure how you want to profile it. I mean, Delia, they played good in their second game, but they really didn't do too well in their first game. So I guess they're making sort of progress. But we're going to see what's going to happen when we do this 2 weeks from now. At number 28 there, you have the Columbus Blue Jackets, who are at just 7th in their division standings and 28th currently. They went 0-2 in the series against the Nashville Predators. They lost 3-1 in Game 1 and 5-2 in Game 2. Little effort shown. They did run into a hot goaltender. We'll give them a little bit of credit there for not playing too well. But yeah, right now, Texier leading the team with 2 points. Del Zotto, a defenseman who really was supposed to play well, is tied for lead in 2 points. So really, in all honesty, this has been a problem for a long time, and I think I put their panic scale at yes. They need to learn how to generate offense. They need to find a coach. They need to find someone who will be able to generate offense from this team, because this team struggles a lot with offense. And I mean, 2 points in 2 games is all right, I guess, but you want to get more out of your team, especially out of this Columbus team, who has some not that bad underrated offensive players. At number 27, you have the Buffalo Sabres, the team who also went 0-2 in their first 2 games. They are currently sitting at 6th in their division at projected, but they're tied with a bunch of teams for dead last. So basically, they are basically dead last. They played 2 games against Washington. They lost 6-4 in the first one and 2-1 in the second one. Honestly, not that bad of effort. More effort than the past 2 teams. Honestly, I think that these players are emerging pretty well. Taylor Hall getting some good points right off the bat as a new acquirement. And then you have Jack Eichel as well, being Jack Eichel. But yeah, this team needs to work on... I thought they played well effort-wise, but honestly, with statistically on paper, I can't put them above 25, so honestly, putting them at 27 really fits me in all honesty. But yes, you could rank them 26. You could rank them 25, because I thought they did put in good effort at trying to come back against Washington in these 2 games. At number 26 here, you have the Anaheim Ducks, the team who also went 0-1 in their first 2 games for the season. They are currently 8th in their division, just behind Los Angeles. No, they're not tied for Los Angeles, just kidding. They lost their 2 games against Vegas, 5-2 loss Game 1, and then 2-1 loss in overtime in Game 2. Honestly, what I'm really excited about here is the offense. The offense is kind of being generated. Comtois has 3 goals in 2 games for the Anaheim Ducks. You got Sam Steele there as well with 2 assists. And then, you do need some more offense from your older guys. You can't just have Comtois and Steele leading this team when it comes to the offense. But right now, yeah, that doesn't look too bad. They just need to win some games. And yes, they were playing the Vegas Golden Knights. So you kind of can't really get mad at them for losing, because they're playing the Vegas Golden Knights. So yeah, I think 26 is right. I mean, they weren't playing too much effort. I thought in the second game they showed a lot more effort than they did in the first game. But yeah, that's really just progress for the Anaheim Ducks. We're going to see what they do in game number 3, whoever that is. At number 25 here, I have the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, why do I have them ranked here? It's because they went 0-2. And for the fact I would have had them ranked lower if they didn't show as much effort. Now, look, they're currently last in their division, tied with Buffalo and a bunch of other teams for dead last. But you know what I mean. So, in the first 2 games, they lost 6-3 in Game 1, and they lost 5-2 in Game 2. Honestly, in those 2 games, I'm not mad at this team. Tanev getting 3 points. Jankowski coming in there is a very good league minimum acquisition right now, it's looking like. And then Crosby there as well, your third guy. Look, Pittsburgh showed a lot of effort in those 2 games against Philadelphia. Because I watched those games, I'm a Flyers fan, of course. And I think they showed a lot more effort. I think Pittsburgh outplayed Philadelphia in a lot of areas in those 2 games. I think, they really ran into Carter Hart, and Carter Hart just stopped Pittsburgh. They just stopped Pittsburgh in their tracks. They wouldn't let anything get through Hart besides 5 goals. So, honestly, I think the reason why Pittsburgh lost those 2 games was 5-2, but, I can't put them above teams that have won games and teams who have played better than Pittsburgh. But, yes, I think Pittsburgh did play a lot more effort than it shows in the score sheet. But, yeah, they did play a lot more better than it did. But I can't rank them that high. At number 24 here, you have the Detroit Red Wings. Now, why do I have the Detroit Red Wings here ranked at 24th? They did win a game, yes, but I don't know if that was the best. They lost Game 1 3-0 against Carolina. Then they won Game 2 4-2. But really, was the effort there? Not exactly sure. They're currently 4th in their division, just behind Carolina and just ahead of Dallas by 1 game. But anyways, yeah, I think getting shut out in Game 1 is the reason why they're this low. Also, the fact that they didn't show too much effort in Game number 2 as well against Carolina. They kind of low key lucked out there against Carolina, but you can take that what you will. Larkin leading the team, Zadina, and then Fabry. So the team is leading by their average guys. But yeah, really honestly, there isn't that much panic in Detroit right now. I think right now it looks pretty good for them. And yeah, right now the goaltending does look decent as well. So right now, not looking too bad for Detroit. Let's see how they can do this consistent wise. Let's see if they'll be better in the next 2 weeks. I doubt it. At number 23 here, you have the San Jose Sharks. They won in the shootout against the Coyotes, and then they kind of got their butts whooped by Arizona in Game number 2, losing 5-3. Right now, there isn't really too much panic because this is kind of where I expected them to be at. They're currently 6th in their division, behind LA and ahead of LA and behind St. Louis. I just had a brain for there for a second. Tomas Hertl leading the team with 4 points. Really not playing too bad right now. Martin Jones, I thought, played pretty well in the past 2 games. Kind of just ran into a hot team in Arizona. But yeah, Arizona playing great. I think I'm pretty excited for them. But yeah, San Jose, kind of in the place where I expected them to be. They did win in a shootout, but I can't really rank them high just because of a shootout win, in fact. It took them more time to win. And, they lost 5-2. They lost 5-3, so, I kind of got to rank them even lower. It sucks that they finished here, but I think they played pretty well in the game again in the shootout win, but they didn't play too good in the last game. So I got to rank them there, unfortunately. At number 22, I have the Edmonton Oilers. Now, you may be asking, Nordic, why do you have them ranked that low? They had 1 good game, yes, but they showed no effort in the other 2 games. They lost their first game against Vancouver 5-3. They lost their second game. They won their second game against Vancouver again, 5-2, and then they lost in an obliterating fashion against Montreal 5-1. So I can't rank them high. And the only reason why I panic about this team is the goaltending. They're 6th in their division right now, just ahead of Vancouver and just behind Calgary. Honestly, they could win 1 game and pass both of them. But yeah, right now it's just not looking good. McDavid and Draisaitl are leading the way with 5 points for each of them, but they're not showing that much effort, and they're not really putting up too much offense. They put up offense in 1 game, yes, but it's worrisome about this Edmonton team. And the most worrying thing is the goaltending. The goaltending is the scariest thing when it comes to this team. They're trying to get someone in free agency. They fail to get anyone, so they just bring back Mike Smith. Smith's on LTIR now, so that means no point now. So you have Koskinen and Stewart as your or Skinner, sorry, as your goaltenders, and that's scary. So that's why I haven't ranked this low in the power rankings. I would have them ranked higher, but honestly, there was so much panic and they really didn't show much effort in their 2 losses. It's just not looking good for them right now. At number 21, now you have the Los Angeles Kings, the team who low-key got robbed of their 2 games. Yeah, they lost in overtime. The same score, 4-3 in overtime against the Minnesota Wild in both games. Currently, they are 7th in their division, just ahead of Anaheim and just behind the San Jose Sharks. There's really no panic because this is kind of where I expected them to be. But yeah, Jonathan Quick playing not too bad. Jeff Carter leads the team with 4 points. But right now, they need a win. They have 2 points right now with overtime losses. They can't keep losing in overtime. They choked in Game 2. So that's why they're ranked at 21st. I would have had it ranked higher because they only lost in overtime. But yes, honestly, it stinks. Los Angeles fans are kind of sad right now. But right now, you have a good future. You just need to work on your team right now. But yeah, you came against two tough games against this Minnesota Wild team. And we're going to see how Minnesota plays in the next games. We're also going to see how LA plays in the next few games as well, because they have a very interesting schedule coming up as well. At number 20, then, you have the New Jersey Devils. I would have wished to rank the Devils higher, but honestly, I don't know where I would rank them if I ranked them higher. So they lost in the shootout in Game 1 against the Boston Bruins, and then they won in overtime against the Bruins as well. Right now, Jack Hughes, of all people, is leading the team with 3 points. Honestly, it's not looking too bad for them right now. They're currently third in their division, just behind Washington. But right now, I don't know if I can rank them higher than they are. Now, I might get a lot of hate for ranking them 20th, but honestly, there's really nowhere else I can rank them, because there's a lot of teams who are much better than them, effort-wise and a lot more goal-scoring-wise and offensively-wise in the season besides the Devils, honestly. So I'm sorry, they're ranked third, but I had to rank them. I had to rank them there because honestly, they lost in the shootout in a very sad fashion, and then they won this one in overtime, so they took them extra time to win. So honestly, as a Devils fan, you can take that what you will, but yeah, apologies for ranking them this low. At number 19 here, I have the Ottawa Senators, a team who looking not too bad, actually. They won their first game against Toronto 5-2, and then they won their next game against the Toronto Maple Leafs, or lost their next game against Toronto Maple Leafs, by a 3-2 score. So honestly, they're not playing too bad. Kachuk leads the team with 3 points currently. They're currently fourth in their division, just behind Winnipeg, and just ahead of Vancouver. Honestly, ain't looking too bad for them right now. Matt Murray playing pretty well, fairly actually, in his first season with the Ottawa Senators. But yeah, right now, this is kind of where I expect them to be at. I'm actually kind of happy with where they are, honestly. 19th isn't that bad of an accomplishment, especially when you look at this Senators team, who is still kind of rebuilding in some areas. But yeah, right now it's looking pretty exciting for the Ottawa Senators, and we're going to see what the next couple weeks have to hold for them, because honestly, I think this team has something to prove. At number 18, I have the Carolina Hurricanes, a team who I wish I would have ranked higher, but I don't really have anywhere else to rank them if I would rank them higher. They won their first game 3-0, and then they lost their next game 4-2 against the Red Wings. Right now, currently, especially Titkok's leading the team with 3 points currently, and they're just third in their division behind Nashville and ahead of Detroit. So yeah, right now, not really that much panic. I said a little because maybe the loss of Detroit could show some signs of declining, but not really, in all honesty. I think they're fine right now. But yes, Carolina, they won their first game, lost their second game. We'll see what next week has to hold for them. They're kind of a team that's in the middle of the road for me, because you're going to see a lot of teams here with one win and one loss. So yeah, you take that what you will. But yeah, Carolina ranked number 18th. It's honestly just a stone's throw for where they're going to finish, because it's kind of a competitive division they're in right now when you look at it. At number 17, I have the Montreal Canadiens, the team who lost their first game in overtime and won their second game against the Edmonton Oilers. So, currently right now they're second in their division, just behind Toronto and just ahead of Winnipeg. Right now it's not looking too bad for them. Right now, Jeff Petrie, of all people, leads the team with 4 points. Carey Price playing pretty well right now. Yeah, honestly, Montreal looking very exciting. Really all there is to it. I think Montreal, another team there. I thought they played pretty well in the game against the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's why I have them ranked this high. If they didn't play well and they just lost in overtime because they lucked out, I probably would have just had them ranked probably below Carolina and New Jersey and Ottawa. So take that what you will. But yeah, it was a good night for Montreal. It's been a good past 2 days for Montreal, and we'll see what the next couple weeks has to hold for them. Because right now in a very competitive Canadian division, it's going to be interesting how this is going to work. At number 16, I have the Arizona Coyotes, the team, my second favorite team by the way, who's actually playing surprisingly well. They're currently second in their division, just behind Vegas. You could rank them as first too, because they technically are, because they're tied for first. But yeah, right now it's looking great for Arizona. They have 3 points in 2 games. They lost their first game against San Jose Sharks, and then they won their second game 5-3. Currently Kessel's leading the team with 3 goals, and then Keller and then Garland. Right now, looking great for them. As a Coyotes fan, I didn't expect this start to be as incredible as it was. But yeah, right now, I'm fairly optimistic to see how their next couple of games are going to be. They're playing Vegas, so I don't expect them to do too well. But right now, they ain't looking too bad. We'll see what they do. We'll see what they can do in the next couple of weeks. At number 15 here, I have the Calgary Flames, a team who lost their first game in overtime, choke, and then won their next game 3-0 in a shutout. So currently they're third in their division, just behind Montreal and just ahead of Winnipeg Jets. Right now, not looking too bad for them in all honesty. I think right now you should be very excited as a Calgary Flames fan. They did choke their first game. That's why they're ranked this low. If they didn't choke it, they would have been much higher. But yes, right now, currently, Tkachuk leads the team. The Tkachuks leading each other's teams. Yeah, right now it's looking great for them. Calgary, I'm optimistic to see what they're going to do. They're going around the country playing different teams. We're going to see how this is going to work for them. But right now, yeah, it's looking exciting. We're going to see how Calgary's going to do in the next couple of days. And yeah, honestly, it's looking good for them right now. At number 14 here, I have the Minnesota Wild, the team who luckily won their first 2 games in overtime. Honestly, efforts being shown here by the rookies, by the veterans. Right now, it's looking great for the Wild. Currently, they're second in their division, or third, whatever you want to call it. Just behind Vegas and just ahead of Arizona. You want to call it first, you can if you want. They technically are, to be honest. But yeah, right now it's looking great for them. Kaprizov, off to a very good young start as a rookie. He currently has a goal and 3 assists for 4 points in just 2 games, which is absolutely amazing to see as a and if you are a Minnesota Wild fan, you should be very excited for that as a prospect coming up in your system. And honestly, the Wild, they're coming up against a series against, I'm pretty sure, San Jose. I'm not exactly sure how you want to what team they're playing. But yeah, right now, it's looking great for the Wild. But yeah, we're going to see how they do in the next couple of weeks because they did play a team that's the LA Kings, and they're kind of developing right now. But, we're going to see what's going to happen in the future from Minnesota Wild in the next couple of weeks. At number 13 here, you have the Vancouver Canucks. Now, I might get criticized a little bit for having them this high since they are last in their division. But look, I thought they showed a lot of effort in their games, and I think honestly they did. They won their first game 5-3, they lost their second game 5-2, and then they lost their third game 3-0. So look, I'm regretting the 3-0. If they didn't lose 3-0, I probably would have them ranked higher because their effort in these games was great. But I think they definitely need to work on the penalties. The penalty side of the game here is the biggest problem for the Canucks. That's honestly just the biggest thing for this team because they're just great everywhere else. The penalties is the biggest thing, the biggest puncture right now for this team. Currently, Hughes leads the team with 3 points. And yeah, that's basically it for the Canucks right now, in all honesty. We're going to see how they play their 4th game against. But yeah, right now, just looking not too good, but they aren't too bad right now, in all honesty, off paper. At number 12 here, I have the New York Rangers. I might get some criticism for this too, but I'm going to put them up here anyways. They lost their first game against the Islanders 4-0, and then they won their next game against the Islanders 5-0. So, right now this team is looking good. I think their loss in Game 1 was made because of a lot of defensive mistakes by Jack Johnson and Tony DeAngelo, to be specific. But yeah, right now they ain't looking too bad. They're currently 5th in the division, just ahead of New York and just behind Boston. So yeah, we're gonna see what they can do. And honestly, right now it's just not looking too bad for them. Buchnevich leads the team, of course, with just 3 points because they didn't have any points in their first game. So of course the guy with the most points in the second game is leading the team. So yeah, there you go. The Rangers not looking too terrible right now, but not looking too good either. At number 11 here, I have the New York Islanders. Now I'm making a little bit of criticism for this, but I have to rank them high because people call me biased. But just kidding. I'm not being biased. They won their first game 4-0. They lost their next game 5-0. So look, I know I have them too high. They're ranked 6th in their division, just behind Buffalo. Just ahead of Buffalo and just behind New York. But yes, honestly, they played great in Game 1. I think that part of the reason why they lost Game 2 was because they lost their goaltender in pre-warm-up, so they're like, all right, so they got kind of banged up there a bit. And Sorokin came in and played his NHL debut, and then they lost 5-0. It sucks how Sorokin lost his NHL debut like this, but yes, he's a rookie goalie. So I can't exactly blame that on him or anyone else on the team. There was no effort. I know 11 may be too high for this Islanders team, especially what happened today. But I do have them like 11 because I think, honestly, right now, I think they will definitely bounce back. They'll learn from their mistakes in Game 1. Or Game 2, sorry, and they'll come back and win their third game. Because I think that's honestly how the Islanders work. They have to get their stuff together first before they generate crazy offense. At number 10 here, I have the Winnipeg Jets, the team who has only played one game infamously, and they're about to play the next game tomorrow. But yes, right now they aren't looking too bad. They're currently 2nd in their division, just ahead of Edmonton, and just behind Ottawa. Honestly, they didn't play good. They played great in Game 1. They didn't play good in the first period. But then they learned from their mistakes. They woke up and came back and won 4-3. So honestly, I got to give full credit to the Jets here. I know 10th may be a little bit high. But honestly, I think I'm going to rank them there because honestly, they're not looking bad. And they aren't a bad team. So honestly, I don't blame the overtime win for the thing there. But yeah, it was an overtime win. I probably would have them ranked higher if it was just a strip, just 4-3 win. But yes, I thought they played great in that game. They just need to work on not going down early. That's the biggest thing with this Jets team right now. At number 9 here, I have the Boston Bruins. So let's get into them. First off, they won their first game against the Devils in a shootout, and then they lost in overtime. Why have them ranked 9th, even though they're ranked 4th in their division, just behind New York, just ahead of New York, and just behind the Devils, is because honestly they aren't bad. They're a good team right now when it comes to this right now. Marshall leads the team with 3 points. Look, I'm gonna come out here and say it. They didn't really luck out in game number 2. They lucked out in game number 1. They aren't looking bad right now. I think Halak played great in game 2. I think Razkib played great in game 1, obviously. But yes, right now they don't look bad. I mean, they only played 2 games. They haven't lost the regulation yet. They have currently 3 points. I don't rank them that bad in their division right now. So, I think they look pretty good, but I'm not going to put them in top 5, of course. But they are definitely a top 10 team for me at least in my eyes. At number 8 now, I have the St. Louis Blues. You may ask, Nordic, why do you have them ranked this high? Honestly, they played good in game 1. They got destroyed in game 2. There's nothing I can say there. But yes, that's why I have them ranked at 8th. I think I would have them ranked higher because I thought they played great in game 1. I thought they really showed some talent. They really proved to people who were saying, "Oh no, we aren't going to win this game," wrong. And yeah, they did that. Also, although they got destroyed, I think they would have been higher. I think they could have been higher if they didn't get destroyed as they did in game number 2. But yes, right now they're 5th, just behind. Those standings are outdated, but I think they're pretty sure they are 4th. Don't know why they're outdated, but you know what I mean. So yeah, right now they aren't looking too bad, but yes, right now they definitely need a new wake-up call. They need another game to win, or else they're going to go even further down in the power rankings than they just were, but just by a few spots right now. But they still ended up in the top 10, so that's a good thing. But yeah, Sundqvist leading this team right now. Honestly, it's looking pretty good as a Blues fan, but besides the 8-0 oust. At number 7 here, I have the Nashville Predators for fairly obvious reasons, in all honesty. So they won their first game against Columbus 3-1. They won their second game against Columbus 5-2. They're looking pretty good right now. They're second in their division at time recording this video against just below Tampa Bay Lightning and just above Dallas. Imagine being above Dallas. But yeah, you know what I mean. So right now they ain't looking bad. Honestly, I think Forsberg leads this team with 2 points. They are spreading the points around team wise. Jose Saras playing great for them. They had 44 shots against them against Columbus, and he stopped 42 of them. So I would be pretty impressed right now if I was a Nashville Predators fan. And yeah, honestly, I'd be pretty excited for the future to come. I think it's gonna be pretty exciting. And yeah, that's just all there is to it. At number 6 here, I have the Colorado Avalanche. And look, I'm gonna say this right here now. Although they lost their second game 4-1, they destroyed the Blues 9-1 or 8-0. So I gotta put them up there. Burakovsky leads the team with 3 points currently. They're currently 4th in their division, just behind St. Louis, and just ahead of San Jose. So right now, it ain't looking too bad for Colorado. But yes, they need to get another win here to solidify their standings and stuff and keep moving up in the standings. But yes, right now their offense looks good. They need to work on their penalties a bit, though. They keep drawing a lot of penalties, or they keep causing a lot of penalties, which end up being penalty kills that they have to kill off, and everything going on with that. But yes, they definitely need to do that. And they definitely need to work on that. It's the biggest thing I see with them. But apart from that, they look great right now, in all honesty. At number 5 here, you have the Toronto Maple Leafs, who outs the Montreal Canadiens in game number 1. They lost to the Senators in game number 2, and they beat the Senators last night 3-2 in game 3. Currently, they're 2-1-0. Right now, they ain't looking too bad. They're first in their division, just ahead of Montreal. And honestly, I think I'd be pretty good if I was a Toronto Maple Leafs fan right now. Tavares leads the team with 5 points, Nylander with 4, and then Marner with 4 as well. So they're spreading the points around. They're spreading the points around pretty well too. And Anderson's playing great. Campbell's playing good as a backup. Right now, it's looking good for Toronto. We're gonna see what their plan is now. They finished series against Ottawa. We're gonna see what they do next. But yes, it looks very exciting right now. If you're a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, let's hope they keep this consistency up, especially since their new arrivals are playing fairly well, in all honesty. At number 4 here, you have the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, look, I'm going to get into a more in-depth conversation with this because I am a Philadelphia Flyers fan. I would have ranked them higher. I would have ranked them higher if Pittsburgh didn't play so well against them. Honestly, Pittsburgh outplayed them. Carter Hart outplayed Pittsburgh. That's basically how I see it right now. There isn't any panic, but I do think I still think this. They need to work on the second period. They need to work on the second period and not playing badly in the second period as well. And they also need to learn not to choke. They keep drawing penalties after they go up 3-0, and they're thinking to themselves like, "Oh, this game's over. Great, we can draw penalties now," and screw around the whole time. No, you need to keep going. You need to keep firing. Do not let Pittsburgh have any chance of getting back, because I swore they've had their chances before. So Philadelphia, they make me a very mad. They make me a very mad person. I always find out the worst in them. Right now, they ain't looking too bad. I guess they aren't looking too bad, but yes, Pittsburgh outplayed them. But we'll see how they do against Buffalo. I think those should be some easy wins, hopefully. But yeah. Anyways, let's get to number 3. At number 3 on here, you have the Vegas Golden Knights, the team who beat the Ducks 5-2, and then they beat the Ducks again 2-1 in overtime. So right now, they're looking great. Currently, they're first in their division, just behind Minnesota. And yeah, right now they're ranked pretty high on the odds to win the Cup, and I think they still can consistent winning the Cup. Mark Stone leads the team with 4 points. That's the best thing. Mark Stone has become a good captain for Vegas. I was thinking to myself, like, he's going to be all right captain. He's going to be good. But he's become a pretty good offensive captain, too. He's leading the offensive side there. And I'd be pretty impressed right now if you were a Vegas Golden Knights fan. But yeah, although they were the Anaheim Ducks, they still beat them. Nonetheless, both goalies looking good. They try out Leonard. They try out Fleury as well. They're both looking great as of right now. At number 2 here, then, you have the Washington Capitals, who both outdid the Buffalo Sabres 5-4 and 2-1 or 6-4, sorry, and 2-1. Now look, although they really held on in those leads, I still thought they played pretty good. Backstrom leads the team with 3 points. They're spreading that around pretty good. Samsonov and the Velacek guy, I can't even say his name because I think of the Patriots coach apparently, are both 1-0 in the season. I think they're playing both pretty well. They're second in their division just behind Philadelphia, so we'll see how they do in their interesting division. But yes, right now they're playing pretty good. We'll see how they do against Pittsburgh in their another away stint. Gonna be a while before these guys go back to home, but you go through a lot of time. You go through a lot of time away from Capital One Arena. So we'll see how that goes there. But yeah, right now, if I was a Washington Capitals fan, I'd be pretty excited for your future currently in the NHL. And finally, at number 1, to the surprise of absolutely no one, we have the Tampa Bay Lightning. So they beat Chicago both times, 5-1 and 5-2. Stamkos leads the team with 5 points. Looking great for him as well. I thought he played pretty good in these 2 games. And he also said he wants to recover too. He wants to become a better player since, Kucherov's out with LTIR. And honestly, they're showing no signs of stopping. I think after the game against Chicago and after both games against Chicago, they're showing no signs of stopping. They're playing very good right now. Vasilevsky's playing good at net. Right now, there's no panic in Tampa Bay. That's all it comes down to. So yeah, that's it for the power rankings, the first ever power rankings of the week of January 17, 2021. Hope you all enjoyed. It's currently 4 o'clock in the morning right now, so I'm going to get this edited and upload it. So yeah, thank you all for watching the Constant Sport News channel as of late. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. No idea what that's going to be.